Dana White has confirmed Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje will happen on October 24th at UFC 254 for the lightweight belt. I'm bringing in Ryan, who's a huge MMA fan and also a huge fan of Khabib, to ask him some questions about the fight. Ryan, thank you so much for being here today, man. I really appreciate it. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
I'm excited. I know we were talking about this right before we were recording, but both of us didn't really see Khabib fighting in 2020, obviously because of his father. So this has got to be exciting for you, right?
Absolutely. Again, we were discussing prior to the recording. UFC's really capitalized on kind of being the only show in town during this whole COVID situation. For them to add Khabib at the end of already, Izzy versus Paulo. You got DC and Stipe. They already are lining up for the foreseeable future to stay on top during this COVID situation, and it's very exciting as a UFC fan.
Oh, totally. And again, guys, if you don't know, Ryan's a huge fan of Khabib, and I just thought it was fitting to have him on. Obviously, a huge UFC fan in general. So, Ryan, I got a couple questions for you. I just want to get your opinion here. The first one I'm going to fire at you is, with it being a little over a year between Khabib's fights, how do you expect the layoff to affect him?
So typically, if you were to ask me this question, I would say it would not affect him probably at all, just considering his day-to-day operation.
Yeah.
He lives and breathes fighting. He stays in camp almost literally 24/7. So with an actual fight or not, I would typically say he'd stay on top of his game.
Yeah.
However, it's really tough to calculate, the loss of a father. It's really impossible to do that. So I really don't know, to be honest with you. I would if I was a betting man, I would say that he would use this almost as an escape from it. And you could almost make the argument that he may have even a stronger showing.
Moving on, kind of, an obvious question, but I still want to get your take here. In what areas do you see Gaethje having the advantage?
Definitely, I would say the striking advantage. Yeah. His hands are going to be a little bit more active and historically going to be a little bit stronger. I would say Justin would definitely have the stand-up advantage.
Okay. Now, flip side, where do you give the edge to Khabib?
Definitely the ground game, right? So his takedown ability, though. Again, I need to make a point. Justin's wrestling takedown defense is going to be one of the best that Khabib's ever faced. And I feel like just because of Justin's kind of punch drunk type of style, people forget about his wrestling
Exactly.
game. Khabib is going to also have the advantage in the cardio game. Though Justin is a great wrestler, he's even made the comment that wrestling does take a bit from his stamina, and which does make him a little bit uncomfortable in the championship rounds.
Yeah. No, I think that is such an underrated comment, what you just said. Is like, I think the way Justin fights, everyone kind of forgets about his ground game and his wrestling. I think he was wasn't he like a national champion in wrestling?
Absolutely.
So that's like a side of it, that people forget. But like you said, him in those championship rounds after, being on the ground with Khabib, but we just don't even know what to expect. Now, will Gaethje be Khabib's most dangerous opponent in your eyes?
I would say he is going to be his toughest opponent for the first 2 rounds.
Okay, so if he can get out of those 2 rounds, you think it'll be...
After those first 2 rounds, I really think you will see a huge separation in their cardio. Khabib is he's an alien when it comes to that. He's got a limitless tank, and I see that man just shooting and shooting and shooting at Justin's legs until Justin has just nothing left.
No, I agree with you. I think those first 2 rounds are going to be, very dangerous. I kind of view it almost like not saying it's the same way because it's not, but in Usman Masvidal, everyone knew that if Masvidal was going to, win that fight, he was going to have to do it in the first 2 rounds.
Correct.
And that's just like you said, with Khabib's gas tank, he could go 10 rounds, which is insane. Now, finally, do you expect the winner of this fight to face Conor McGregor?
That is a tough question. I would say if Gaethje wins this fight, yes.
Yes, okay.
If Khabib wins this fight, that is going to get him to 29-0.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his dad's lifetime goal is for him to finish 30-0. goal number 2 would be to end it with GSP.
I was gonna say GSP. Oh my gosh.
So coming around, if Khabib wins, I'm calling his quote unquote 30-0 fight to be against GSP, and then expect a retirement after that.
So would that GSP fight be the biggest fight in UFC history?
In my opinion, 150%.
That would be insane. That would, like, I literally just got, you said that and that gave me goosebumps. I've seen rumors.
That fight honestly could dictate history's view on GOAT conversations.
Yeah, no, I'm totally agree with you. Again, guys, so many unanswered questions. Again, the thing that sucks about Conor is, like, the UFC obviously makes so much money, like, on the gate side of things with Conor McGregor just because of his popularity. And without fans, people say that's one of the real big reasons that he's, you know, not been active and the UFC hasn't been giving him fights. So, like you said, I think the Gaethje McGregor fight, 100%, if McGregor or if Gaethje does win, that I could totally see that happening. But, you know, if Khabib wins, that GSP fight would just be so unbelievably legendary.
Absolutely. And it would be very Dana to put
oh
that
my
together.
gosh, that would be the most Dana fight of all time. But yeah, guys, make sure you do check out Ryan. I will link him down below. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ryan?
Nope, just very, very excited for this entire schedule of UFC, and hope everybody is as well.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do drop a subscription. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.